Hello everyone, I'm RootGrapefruit, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to edit your toy photography photos to add in some cool little effects like lightsabers and how to make your toys fly. Now we're going to be using Photoshop because as far as I'm aware it's the most widely used, probably best photo editing software out there. I guess you could use something else though, like GIMP, I guess. But anyway, slap your photo into Photoshop and we'll get started on the first effect. Now the first effect we're going to be covering is how to remove any wires you've used to suspend your characters when you're taking the photos. And this could be to make the characters look like they're flying, falling, like in this photo here, or just to make them stand up, as they have a lovely habit of falling over right when you're about to take the shot. We don't want these ugly wires in our finished pictures. That completely shatters the realism of these toys doing stuff. Now there are a couple of ways for us to actually edit these wires out. The first and most effective way is to take two photos when you're in the initial photo taking phase of your project. One of the photos will be without the wire suspended figure in the shot, and then you'll take another photo with the wire suspended figure in the shot. You'll also want to take these pictures pretty quickly, one after the other, to avoid any big changes in like the sun coming round or just the wind, blowing all the figures over and then ruining everything. So you want to place both the photos in the same Photoshop document like we've got down here. See, we've got the background photo here, which is the photo without the toy which has been suspended, and then we've also got the figure suspended with the wire. So let's name this one backdrop and this one just main photo. Now you may want to sort of move some of the layers around a bit so that they match up a bit better, but I don't think we really need to do that on this photo. So we've got the main photo and the backdrop in Photoshop, and now we need to get rid of the wire. So to do that we want to click on the main photo, the one with the wire suspended figure in, and add a vector mask, and then we'll click on the pen tool, make sure the opacity is set to 100, and just zoom in so we can focus on it a bit better, and then wherever the wire is we want to colour over that with a black paintbrush. So you can see here we're drawing on the vector mask, and basically anywhere where we're drawing black, it shows the image underneath it, which is our backdrop image. So the image without the wire suspended figure in it. So if we keep on going down and doing that, being careful not to draw over our trooper. So that's got rid of the wire in the background there. But you can kind of see a wire around Cody. Clone Commander Cody down here. So at the moment it looks like he's just flying, but he's got a wire around him for some reason. How are we going to get rid of this? Because we can't just draw over this with the masking layer, as it just erases him. He's been snapped out of existence. So another way to remove wires, which is probably going to come in pretty handy here, is to use the content aware fill method. This is also useful if you've forgotten to take two photos in your initial photo taking stage, one with the figure, one without, or if you just couldn't be bothered to, which I'm guilty of sometimes. So we want to make sure we're clicked on the actual photo layer rather than the mask, and zoom in, see the wire like so. We probably want to get in real close, and select the lasso tool and just draw around the wire. So you can see it's a little copper coloured bit here. Select it, right click, fill, and then content aware fill. It hasn't done a great job there. This is a bit fiddly, this method, which is why you should really aim just to use it for the when the wire's around the figure. And you'll need to do it multiple times in smaller sections around the figure. Like so, to try and get it right. There we go, so that looks a bit better, and don't be too put off if it doesn't look great when you zoomed in, because when you zoom out it looks a bit better. Yeah, just play around with it until you can get it working right. I'll fast forward through this section and we can see the finished product. So as you can see there, we've managed to get rid of the wire, and it looks okay. There's some areas where it looks a little bit janky, but you can always keep on going over those areas to get them to look just right with the method we've just been using. If you want a couple of little tips on how to take toy photos, why don't you check out the little video that's just appeared up in the corner there. You won't regret it. You might regret it. Still click it anyway. Now this is where the fun begins. We're going to add in some lightsabers now. So we're on this photo because it's a bit better for adding lightsabers in. The other photo was a bit blurry around the lightsaber, so I thought this would be a better photo to show you on. But I don't know what's happening with Obi-Wan's face. It looks like Obi-Wan's made out of Play-Doh here. But Mace Windu, that is a good likeness. That's a good figure right there. Also, we're going to get to see a purple and a blue lightsaber here, so you all just came here for the purple. I know you did. And this effect could also be used for other things, other than lightsabers, like lasers, other light beam things. Here's how we add a lightsaber. Add a new layer. Call it lightsaber blue or purple, or whichever lightsaber it is you're editing. And grab the paintbrush. Set it to white. And then you want to sort of get the size of the lightsaber to match up really to the width of the lightsaber. So you can see 133 there's a bit small, make it a bit bigger, maybe 180. And go for this soft round brush because it blurs the shape a bit at the edges and makes it a bit more like an actual lightsaber. So we want to, now that we've got the brush, click at the end of the lightsaber to paint the end of it white on this lightsaber layer. And then go down to the bottom of the lightsaber. Let's zoom in a little bit. And hold down Shift. And then click again. So that's given us a white lightsaber shape there. And just Control T just to shift it around a little bit and match it up right. Yeah, so that looks good. So everyone's now got this white lightsaber here, but it needs to be blue. So let's go to the FX tab and add in outer glow. So we apply an outer glow effect to this shape and try to match it up here with the colour of the lightsaber you've got. So I think this sort of blue is probably good for this lightsaber. And set the blend mode to screen, opacity to 100, noise to 0, technique to softer, spread to 0, the size to 70, range to 51, and then jitter to 0. So as you can see here, it's looking like an actual glowing lightsaber now. So if you look at the lightsabers in the films, they're not pure blue. They're like white with an outer glow of blue or purple or whatever colour they're meant to be. It's subtle. A subtle hint of blue. You may also want to play around with these settings to make them suit your picture. You know, these are just the ones that I've been using. You could make them look better. You could find a style which better suits your photo and your lightsabers. We're not done there. Now we're going to give this picture a little bit of a glow up. We're going to make it glow, basically. So what you're going to want to do is duplicate our base layer and have this called Blue Glow. There we go. So we've got that there. And then you'll want to go to Image and Adjustments and then Color Balance. So here we want to make the entire image sort of lightsaber blue colour. Sort of a lightish blue, whatever colour matches the lightsaber. So we've got that there. Now you might say, Richard, you've messed this photo up. It's all blue now. I haven't finished. Stop questioning me. We're going to get our old mask friend out again. Click Add a Vector Mask here and then click Ctrl I to invert it. See, the picture is no longer blue. But we kind of want some of the picture to be blue, don't we? Like, we want the lightsaber to have a glow around Obi-Wan, for example. I'm going to get the brush tool out here and set it to white. Now, anywhere we paint white on here, because we inverted the masking layer, will show the underlayer of blue from our blue layer. So we want to zoom in and paint around anywhere we think the lightsaber would illuminate blue. So of course it's going to light up around Obi-Wan's hand and then probably down his arm a bit, like so. And then it will also, probably light up some of his robes. So we'll light up around there. Try not to get too much on the background. It's looking a bit messy. You can spend a bit more time when you do yours. We'll turn the brush opacity down to around 50 and then add in some lighter touches of blue up here where it's a bit further away from him. And of course you want to keep it on the side where the lightsaber actually is. So if we zoom out now, we've got the lightsaber actually glowing on Obi-Wan here. But we have got a couple of areas where we weren't too neat with the glow. So let's click onto the black paintbrush tool, and then just rather neatly go over any areas we don't want to have a blue glow. Like there, and around here. But that's basically how we do the glow effect there. It doesn't really look too great in this, because I rushed through it a bit, but, play around. The best way to learn this is just to get in there and start editing your own photos. One other thing you may want to do, and this could just be personal preference, is edit out the joints. Select all of the layers and duplicate them, and then merge these duplicated layers. So we've got one overall master layer on top of all the images. Find the part that you want to edit, and then remember our old content aware fill friend from earlier? We want to grab the lasso tool, hover over the joint like so, and then fill and content aware fill. It doesn't look amazing, but at least it doesn't look like that toy joint anymore. You could also potentially go over this crevice area from where the figure's arms meet and do the same here. There we go. So if we zoom out now, he doesn't look so much like a toy anymore. So I'll do that over the rest of the figure now so we can see what that looks like. And voila! They no longer have the toy joints in them. Now something else we can do with this master layer that we've just created on top is use it to apply the tweaks to the saturation, colour, anything you like there. I'll show you how to do that on this layer that we've created off a copy of all the ones below. We just go to image and then adjustments and then just play around with some of the stuff up here. You might want to change maybe the brightness and contrast. Turn up the contrast a bit. That looks quite good. Up in the contrast there, that looks good. Turn the brightness down a bit. So we've got a couple of adjustments there on that master layer. And if you want to see what it looks like without those adjustments, click the eye tool. That's what it looks like. That more or less is how we edit the photos. Here's the finished products. And the best way to learn really is just to jump right in and start editing your photos, figuring out what works best for you and what you like. Create your own style with this photo editing. You may find some more efficient ways of doing things, or some other effects that I haven't used. So if you've got any, then let me know down in the comments below. I hope this video has been helpful. Please let me know if there's anything I haven't covered, if there's any other topics that you'd like me to make a video about, or even if you just have any tips of your own to share. If you want more content like this, you can check out this video here, or you can catch me over on Twitch where I do a weekly editing stream and I can answer your questions, or just have a nice little chat. Thanks for watching and catch you next time.